Sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim or Simnaya, and thank you all so much for all the love and support you all showing me here with. So today we'll be talking something very important, and it's about video that is making round TikTok. I am going to tell you that these videos are in segment, but trust me, they are packed with so much information. A white man actually opened up about what the Jews are doing, like how they are using APAC to lobby people, and the man was also saying that those Jewish lobbyists is not of peace, but they actually came to intimidate and take away things from people. And then actually somebody also explained how people are not talking about how Israel is very segregated. Well, what does she mean by that? She actually said that black people and black people, brown people, and black Jews are all segregated, but people are not even talking about it and the rest of it. And she actually said that before she talks about Jew, she talks about being black, and then before she talks about being a Jew, Jewish, and all that. And then people are also saying that they wish that they listen to black people, that black people have been saying most of these things that are happening, but they never listen to them. And also talking about how people benefit of black struggles and brown struggles, and when they benefit from it and see them pretend like they never benefited from it. Let's get into this video.
And when you go to Israel, it feels segregated, right? People don't want to talk about that, but it feels, black people and brown people and black Jews and Ethiopian Jews are a large population. They don't have the same rights. They want a certain type of Jewish people in Israel. And so the idea that it's for all Jewish people, is a fallacy. The idea that it creates safety for Jewish people is a fallacy. But long story short, I think, I feel black before I feel Jewish. That's the thing that people notice about me most. That's the thing that I identify with most. And I think that white Jewish folks, including some folks in my family, struggle with that piece. I think that I or others are choosing other parts of our identity over being Jewish because, frankly, for a lot of white Jewish people, that's kind of the only source of marginalization they have in their lives. It's the thing that connects them to being a marginalized population. And I think that matters to them. And there's not a lot of kind of context surrounding that.
Why don't Americans know what you have seen?
Americans don't want to know, and many Israelis don't want to know what is going on inside Palestine. It's a terrible human rights persecution that far transcends what any outsider would imagine. And there are powerful political forces in America that prevents any objective analysis of the problem in the Holy Land. I think it's accurate to say that not a single member of Congress with whom I'm familiar would possibly speak out and call for Israel to withdraw to their legal boundaries or to publicize the plight of the Palestinians, or even to call publicly and repeatedly for good faith peace talks. There hadn't been a day of peace talks now in more than 7 years. So this is a taboo subject, and I would say that if any member of Congress did speak out, as I've just described, they would probably not be back into Congress the next term.
Who are these forces that you're talking about?
Well, there's an inherent commitment in America, which I share as a Christian, of a deep commitment to make sure that Israel is safe. And that is added on to by the very effective work of the American-Israeli group called AIPAC, which is performing its completely legitimate task of convincing Americans to support the policies of the Israeli government. And AIPAC is not dedicated to peace. They're dedicated to inducing the maximum support in America, in the White House, in the Congress, and in the public media for whatever policies the Israeli government has at a particular time, and they're extremely effective.
I was a captain in the Israeli Air Force. I was a Black Hawk helicopter pilot. And I realized during the second Intifada that what the Israeli Air Force and the Israeli military is doing is a war crime, terrorizing a population of millions of Palestinians. As a child in Israel, you are being brought up in a very strong Zionist militaristic education. You don't know almost anything about Palestine. You don't know about the Nakba in 1948. You don't know about the ongoing oppression. Slowly, some of us, the minority, open their eyes to see the gloom reality. And to me, one of the things was when I realized that the Air Force that I am serving in, although I was flying rescue missions, but other pilots in other squadrons were engaged in mass killing of civilians, what was called the targeted killing. At some point, I realized that this is an act of terrorism. I was fired from all the companies I worked for in Israel because I say that Israel is an apartheid state, because I say that my government and my military commanders are war criminals.
And also, this is something Black people have been saying for many years. The fact that the Israeli army is posting those videos of violence against Palestinians, I don't think it's neither a mistake or an accident. Here's why. We now know that the oppressors can control what we see and what we don't. Yes, social media is letting us circumvent that a little bit, but notice what we see and what we don't. What we see is utter violence against Palestinians. Yes, Palestinians are posting those, but they are coming through to us. What we don't see are people of the Western world resisting it. It is utterly censored. So by seeing those footages of violence coming through, we might have a false sense of security in terms of how much we're circumventing the censorship. We need to measure the level of censorship we're experiencing by what we don't see. Footages of protests. So the reason I'm saying is this, and this is the part that the Black people have been saying for years. They show us violence to teach us fear. From the beginning, we're saying we're watching land back. They need this to fail, and they need this to fail utterly, devastatingly, in the most traumatizing way for the rest of the world, so that we wouldn't think about land back ever again. So what we do, we need to talk hope. We need to talk about how much we are individually doing. We need to connect with each other without the visuals of the protest. And that's why I posted the audio earlier. I wanted to see if the audio can get through. Hot take and also.
I have a bone to pick with these Caucasian advocacy platforms that utilize the trauma of Black and brown people to build their platforms and gain more followers, and then turn around and stay silent on things like genocide. The feminists, where the hell are you? Are Palestinian women and girls not worthy of your advocacy? The Caucasian disability advocates, are the disabled Palestinians who can't physically get away from the violence not worthy of your advocacy? Or is it the neurodivergent Palestinians who can't process the trauma who are not worthy of your advocacy? And of course, my favorites, the pro-lifers. Are Palestinian lives not worthy of your advocacy, or do you just like to harass women to keep pregnancies that they don't want? The one community, however, that I don't want to hear from is you adoption advocates. I've seen some gross white saviorist comments about, how can we adopt these Palestinian children? You can't. You never will. Palestinian children will be raised by their own community. So take your white saviorism and shove it. The whole point of this video is for y'all to check your privilege. Is it checked? Good.
So this is all I got from this, and I am happy that they are already, excuse me, they are seeing what is going on by themselves. And Black people have been trying to tell you all and all that. Sometimes they try to use violence to, like, get you people into fear. But man, this is no longer time for all of that. A lot of people are already waking up, seeing what is going on and all that. And yeah, the two men who actually said that AIPAC, the Jewish this thing that is going around and doing something that is not peaceful. I am really happy that a lot of people are seeing through how evil Israel and the Jewish, whatever AIPAC lobby this thing is, and America at the same time. Because according to America, a war, whatever that happens to Israel happens to them. That's why you see them supporting so many things that is going on, the genocide that is going on in Israel. And yeah, some of them, especially most of the influencers, when we come to where the Asian people were saying that some of them benefit from Black struggles, which is true, and they build up their community of Black people and then turn around to say some nasty things about Black people. I mean, trust me, the reality is that what I feel like as humans, whatever input you make in people's life is also what you gain back. And I hope that karma start hitting on everybody straight up, because man, sometimes you wait for karma and it doesn't even happen and all that. I hope we start getting, like, you know, our ancestors start judging them very harshly on how they treat us and how they benefit off our struggles and how they use us. They use Black people to climb up their ladder, and then when they are done, trash the ladder and pretend like nothing ever happened. This is all I got to say for this video. Thank you so much for the support. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye for now.